Please do not listen to this recording in a moving vehicle. Now, if you'd like to make yourself comfortable, whether you prefer to sit up and listen or lay down is absolutely fine. But uncrossing any hands, arms, legs or feet. And this is to allow circulation throughout your body when you are deeply relaxed. And you can have your eyes open or closed as you choose. Or you can open and close them at any point throughout. Now, if you'd like to focus on your breathing and notice how as you breathe in, you breathe in calmness, peace and relaxation. And with every breath that you breathe out, you breathe out any worries, any tension, anything that bothers you at all. And this will continue throughout. With every breath you breathe in and out. Now, in a few moments' time, you will hear me count down from the number 20 down to the number 1. And with each lower number that you hear me count down, you will become even more deeply relaxed with each lower number I count down. And you may find that you drift so deeply relaxed, still, calm and at peace. There may be times that you do not even feel your body at all. And mentally, in your head, in your mind, you will be so calm, relaxed. There will be no thoughts, no distractions at all. Just a calm, clear head. Okay, so now I count down. 20, drifting deeper and deeper relaxed. 19, deeper and deeper relaxed. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, drifting ever so much more deeply relaxed. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and all the way down now, very much more deeply relaxed than you were before. Still, calm, at peace. Now that you are very much more relaxed and calm, I am going to explain to you about some learning techniques that will make you even more clever than what you are now, and they will help you develop into a very intelligent person. Now, if you listen to each and every word you hear me say to you, and take on board what I am going to say to you, and you practice the techniques that I am going to teach you. If you do this, you will do better in your life and improve yourself and better yourself, so you become as successful, a very high achiever, and achieve the best at everything you do, and you will greaten your life in everything that you do, and you will develop and get better at everything you do in your life from this very moment onwards. Now, first of all, I am going to explain to you how you can remember things easier, more clearly. And this is done by association. Now, the word association means connecting something or connecting an idea to something else. And you can use association to remember something that you need or want to remember. And it will mean that you will find it much easier to remember anything you want to. So let's say, For example, I had to remember a set of numbers. A set of numbers like the number 44, the number 68 and the number 18. If I remember the number 44 by associating it with something I can remember. Now, I am 44 years old, and if I remembered the number 44 as the same age as what I am, I'd remember the number 44. Now the number 68. My mother is 68 years old, and I would remember the number 68 as the same age as my mum. And the number 18, I would remember that for my 18th birthday, I was given a motorbike as a present. So by associating those numbers of 44, 68 and 18 with something that I can associate and remember, you can do exactly the same with any set of numbers, however long or short they are. So you see, if you associate what you need to remember with something that will stand out in your mind, in your head, you will remember things very clearly and very easily. Now, another way to remember something very easily is repetition, by repeating it. We have short-term memory that remembers things for a short while, and we have long-term memory that remembers things on a long-term basis, sometimes permanently, forever. If you repeat something in your head a large amount of times, you will then program it into your long-term memory. For example, if I had to remember an address where somebody lived, and their address was 28 Tower Road, if I say the number 28 and the word Tower Road 20 times in my head or out loud, it will program it into my long-term memory by repeating it 20 times in my head. Or I could use association, which is what I explained to you earlier. For example, the number 28. I would remember that I was 28 years old when I passed my driving test. And the word tower for Tower Road, I would think of my favourite food, that is a Zinger Tower Burger at KFC. So you see, that technique uses association. Now, if I had to remember a 4-digit number of 6004, I could use the alphabet to remember. And to use the alphabet to remember, you turn the numbers into a word. So for example, the numbers 6004, the sixth letter of the alphabet is the letter F, and the 2 zeros, 00, could be the letters O because they look like zeros, and the number 4 at the end would be the letter D because it's the 4th letter of the alphabet. So that would spell the word food, Food, which would represent the numbers 6004. And you remember the numbers by using the alphabet and how many letters in the alphabet represent the numbers. Okay. And you're doing very, very well by following each and every word you hear me say to you. You're doing very, very well. And I'm sure you'll find it very easy to take on board what I am teaching you right now. So now I have explained some techniques that will help you with your learning. That is just to start. That is just the beginning, because now I'm going to show you something even more exciting. I'm going to teach you something very exciting that not many people can do. I'm going to teach you something very special that I hope will stay with you for your whole life from now onwards. That will teach you very, very well so that you can really achieve to your highest level. I am going to show you how to have a photographic memory. Now, a photographic memory is the ability to remember images, words, or a scene that you saw in very, very clear detail. And you can use that to improve everything you ever learn, whether you're at home, whether you're at school, whenever you have to learn things. A photographic memory will really make you very clever. I'm going to show you this. And I am also going to show you how to have an eidetic memory. It can be pronounced in 2 different ways: eidetic or eidetic memory. Now, an eidetic memory is the ability to remember sounds that you have heard in very clear detail. For example, a word or a sentence that you heard someone say to you. Especially when you are at school and the teacher is talking to you and giving you instructions or teaching you things. An eidetic memory will help you remember word for word everything that they taught you. So, firstly, I'll show you the photographic memory followed by the eidetic memory, so photographic memory. I'm going to explain to you that you have an eye inside your head. You have an eye inside your mind, in your head, that sees all of the thoughts that go through your head. The eye inside your mind sees all of the pictures, colours, images, visions in your head, just as clearly as when you are dreaming, when you sleep at night. And just like the eyes on your face see everything in your everyday life that you see with your eyes, the eye inside your mind sees just as clearly as the eyes on your face, but the eye in your mind sees all of your thoughts. Now, when you see something with your physical eyes, you also see it in your head, in your thoughts. And another one is perhaps when you are reading a book, or someone is telling you a story, and you see the pictures of the story inside your head. That is your mind's eye that sees just as clearly all of your thoughts as you are listening, as you are hearing what someone says. When you see with your eyes on your face what you see, you also see it in your heads. Now, I would like you to imagine that the eye inside your mind is like a camera, just like a camera that takes pictures of something, that has taken a photograph on the camera of something you saw. And you'll remember the picture in a very, very clear detail, as your mind's eye inside your head is exactly the same as a camera that took a photograph of it. And if you use your eye inside your mind, the same as a camera that takes a picture, if you take a mental photograph inside your mind, the same as a camera, take a mental photograph. For example, if you see a sentence written in a book that you are reading, and you take a photograph in your mind that is just like a camera in your mind's eye, you will remember exactly what you saw. If you were watching something on the television that you saw and you wanted to remember it, just like your mind being a camera, you would remember the picture that you saw. Okay, and I hope that clearly explains to you how to have a photographic memory. And if you practice that technique of having a camera in your head that takes pictures in your mind, if you practice that, you will get very good at remembering something that you saw. Now, I am going to explain and show you how to have an eidetic memory. Just like you have an eye inside your mind, you also have ears inside your mind that hear all of your thoughts, that hear all of the words that you say to yourself in your head. You have ears inside your head that hear all of the sounds in your head, just the same as when you hear a song in your head and you can hear the music of that song as if it's playing out loud for real. And you have ears in your head, just like the ears on the side of your head that hear everything you hear in your everyday life. And just like your real ears on the sides of your head, you have ears inside your mind that hear all of the words, all of the sounds, all of the music inside your head. Now, I would like you to imagine that the ears inside your mind that hear all of the sounds, the ears inside your mind, imagine right now that they are a sound recorder, a recording device that records sounds. And imagine that the ears inside your mind are a sound recorder that has recorded a sound of something that you heard. And you will remember the sound of what you heard in your head in very clear detail. You'll remember it fully, in its entirety, from beginning all the way to the end, as your mind, your head, the ears of your mind is just like a sound recorder that recorded everything that you heard. Now, that explains to you how to have a photographic memory and an eidetic memory. And the reason I have explained all of this to you is so you can help yourself be even more clever than what you are at the moment, so that you can do very well at school, so you achieve your maximum ability, so you achieve as great as what you possibly can, so that you can do things the best that you possibly can. And the things that you are learning in your everyday life, whether you are at home or school, is so that when you grow up into an adult, you will be a very, very intelligent person. And when you grow into an adult and you would have practiced everything I taught you throughout your whole life as you were growing up, you will be very successful in your life, so that when you are an adult and you go to work and have a good job, you will have a very good job because you'll be very clever, and you will earn lots and lots of money because you'll have a very good job. And because you'll earn lots of money, because you're clever, when you grow up, you will have the money to buy everything that you ever want. You'll have the most beautiful house. You will go on holidays whenever you want. You will be able to buy yourself anything that you ever want because you will have lots of money, because you will be very clever and have a very good job, and you will be very successful and very happy because you'll achieve things very, very well, and you will be a very clever person. Okay. So now I've come to the end of what I have taught you, and I want you to know that you have done very, very well to listen to everything that I explained to you, and you'll find that you'll remember each and every word that I taught you. You'll remember every word I said to you very, very easily. And I want you to know that you are a very, very good person. You're a very good person, and you'll always be the best at everything you do. Now, in a few moments' time, I am going to wake you up from your relaxation, and I am going to end this hypnotherapy. But just before I end it and wake you up, I want you to know that your brain is like a sponge that soaks up all of the water, a sponge that soaks up water, and your brain is so clever that you soak up everything that you get taught when you are at school. Just like a sponge with water, you take it all in and you remember very, very easily everything that you learn as you are growing up into an adult. Okay. Now I'm going to end this and wake you up. You will hear me count from the number 1 up to the number 10. You will become more and more awake with each higher number that I count. And by the count of 8, you will have opened your eyes if they are not already. And by the count of 10, you will be fully wide awake. 1, 2, 3, waking yourself up. 4, 5, 6, more and more awake. 7, 8, opening your eyes. 9 and 10, fully wide awake.